and welcome to this new video. Lacking self-love. Let's call it self-rejection, the opposite of self-love. Many people doubt whether they are good human beings. Therefore, they doubt whether they are worthy of receiving love and therefore believe they don't love themselves. Are you one of them? Let me be clear, this is a false statement. So, let me explain. Our intrinsic being, our essence, our core energy, our home energy, capital H, which is the place we come from before we are born, some call it soul or source, this is love. We are love. We are born out of love, and everything inside us is connected with the energy of love. It's nature. It's our human nature. It's our ultimate desire to be united and therefore to be in love, which we are. That's why we feel so good when we are in love, united and connected with a partner, with life, with excitement, with ourselves. Being love is who we truly are. So a lack of self-love or self-rejection is also a form of love. The only difference between self-love and self-rejection is that we have mixed the energy of love with judgments, beliefs, thoughts, and convictions that we lack self-love or reject ourselves. So let me be clear again, a lack of self-love does not exist. You are love. But you have adopted judgments about yourself that make you believe you lack self-love. But it's still love. Seawater and fresh water are both water, but they appear to be different. One tastes nasty and gives you more thirst, while the other quenches the thirst. They appear to be different, but they are both water. The only difference is that seawater has been added salt, but in the core, in their essence, they are both water. The one fresh water is acid quenching, while the other seawater is unhealthy to drink. So love and self-rejection are both love. The only difference is your judgment about love, which you added to self-love, making it self-rejection, like adding salt to fresh water. It's still water. Only the taste is different because of the salt supplement, or in this case, of self-rejection. The judgments supplement added to love. Okay, now that we have cleared this up, let's examine love and what turned it into self-rejection, which are your judgments, beliefs, thoughts, and convictions. You have adopted them into your life for a reason. You adopted judgments about self-love and you believe strongly in them. You are factually in love with these negative judgments. Otherwise, you didn't wish to hold on to them. When you would really hate these judgments, you would have let them go already. When you are subconsciously in love with these judgments, you hold on to them. We tend to do that when we love something or someone. We hold on to it or them, and we don't want to let them go out of love. So if you hold on to the judgment that you are not worthy of love, self-love, and therefore tend to believe in self-rejection, your motivation to hold on to this judgment and belief is factually love. Isn't that cynical, bizarre, and absurd at the same time? You love the thought that you must implement the idea and judgment, I need to feel self-rejection. Out of love, you believe in a lack of self-love. Isn't that a crazy little thing called love? So, why do you love the judgment that you need to continue to self-reject yourself so much? Well, it's all about motivation, my dear. The motivation mechanism tells us that we are only motivated to change a habit, a choice, a judgment, a belief, a thought, or a conviction when we believe we will gain more by letting it go than by holding on to it. So if you are not able yet to let go of the thought that you lack self-love and need to reject yourself from love, you are apparently driven by motivation. The motivation is that you have more to win by holding on to this belief, self-rejection, rather than making the decision to let it go. Apparently, the thought of loving yourself is more frightening than the thought of self-rejection, and because you are afraid you might lose something when you choose self-love, you choose self-rejection. Okay, what could be your motive for holding on to self-rejection? When we hold on to a negative belief, we are driven by the belief that this negative belief will provide us with more safety and more control than the positive belief. In this case, the belief that I love myself. So apparently the idea of loving yourself is more frightening than the idea of self-rejection. This leads to the question, what horrible thing could happen to you when you choose to love yourself, and what could happen when you invite and accept love into your life? Love is already there, as we said, but what would happen if you removed the judgment that makes this self-rejection? What could happen if you choose love and self-love over self-rejection? Yes, it makes you vulnerable. And it can lead, when you are vulnerable, to hurt in the form of rejection, abandonment, betrayal, deception. So you choose not to love yourself and to reject yourself to prevent rejection by rejecting yourself. It's cynical, yes, and quite illogical, isn't it? You try to prevent something that might happen in the future, rejection, by rejecting yourself so others cannot reject you. Both ways feel horrible, exhausting, and lonely, don't they? You apply the strategy of let's reject me before another person can reject me, and therefore you feel rejected and unloved by yourself, miserable. So your motivation to hold on to self-rejection comes from safety and control. Control over the way you choose to be rejected. Let me do my own rejection. I am much better at rejecting myself than others, and it is less hurtful. Is it? So, last statement. The one thing you crave most, love, is the one thing that scares you the most, love. Because your anxiety for love is bigger than your desire to receive love. You are motivated to reject love and self-love. It's still love, though. You only judge it out of anxiety and fear to make it look like self-rejection and a lack of self-love, to prevent being rejected by feeling rejected already. That's insane, isn't it? So why don't you stop this mind madhouse of self-reject? Reflect on this for a moment if you like. and then decide what you want to believe in next. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.